OMG, I am here with the fabulous Brigette Sobus. I met this fabulous babe at Premiere Orlando, and we're gonna go deep. We're gonna dive deep today, and she's gonna share her hero story, why you should know her, like all of the things. Miss Brigette, how are you?
Oh, I'm amazing. I just
Yay!
just said to someone this morning, they asked me how it was, and I'm like, I'm just living my best life.
I love that. Yes. Okay, so tell everybody like who you are, what you do, like basically let's just replay everything we talked about at Orlando.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Let's
which
remember
part would you
that.
like me to start at? That's the
So
question.
like let's talk about your hero story. Like I think it's a very inspirational story that a lot of people in the beauty and barber world they need to hear that. So
Thank
let's
you.
start there.
Thank you. So yeah, my name is Brigette Sobus, and I am the founder and CEO of Power Joy Coaching Academy. And I'm getting ready to have my 5-year anniversary, which is super exciting.
Whoa. Time flies. I love it.
Exciting. So, and fast track, if I go back to 2004, I was a master certified hair colorist working in a salon, making a 6-figure income, and the salon wasn't running very well.
Mm.
And I thought, if this person can own a business, there's no reason why I can't.
Mhm.
I know a lot of salon owners. That was a very similar journey.
Yeah.
And the opportunity presented itself, and I bought the salon. And then I quickly realized I had no idea what I was doing either. I
You
lost
bought the salon that you worked at?
I bought this salon I was working at.
Girl.
So
Okay.
I lost my 6-figure paycheck, and now I'm this like hot mess of an owner. I
Mhm.
If you knew me back then in 2000, September of 2005, all I was doing was crying. I didn't know how to manage emotions. I didn't know how to lead a team. I
Mhm.
would either like cry because I wanted someone to feel sorry for me, or I would cut their heads off,
Yeah.
a defensiveness.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea what a profit and loss statement was, let alone a budget or any
Mhm.
of those things. My dreams of becoming a millionaire overnight literally vanished overnight. And then
Yeah.
gratefully, somebody rather quickly introduced me to a consulting company.
Mhm.
This was back in 2005 when
Yeah.
consulting companies weren't even that popular as they are now.
Like nobody even knew like a coach. Like what's that? Yeah.
Yeah, I had zero idea. And I took a leap of faith. I had no money. And even back
Mhm.
then, I think I was paying anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 a month in
Mhm.
consulting and coaching.
Mhm.
And it was also the best investment I ever made. Like, well, I've made lots of good ones, but that one was one.
It's
It
the one
was
that started it all.
definitely a catalyst to different things. And I became a really great student. I was very coachable. I was putting things in place. Honestly, it was almost like I was also a high performer and a prover. I'm going to prove to everyone I'm going to be successful.
Yeah.
And I started growing the business 30-40% each year. I became a Salon Today Top 200 winner. I had that award for 13 years in a row. And then that, because I worked with a coach and consultant, that inspired me to become a coach and consultant as well for the salon
Yeah.
industry. So I started becoming a trainer and a coach starting in 2007.
Mm.
And yeah, so I had much success owning my business, and I also had many breakdowns while I owned
Mhm.
the business. In 2010, I found myself going through a really nasty divorce. Unfortunately, my ex-husband, he has passed on, and I've done my forgiveness work around him.
Oh,
He was a drug addict. He passed
wow.
he passed on a few years ago. He passed on
Yeah.
way after we were divorced. But
Yeah.
he wasn't he was like, I didn't know what I didn't know. Like
Mhm.
I was running the salon. I was trusting he was running properties that we owned, and he wasn't paying mortgages. and kind of hiding it behind my back. And then I found out about it before it was a little too late. So I had buildings going into foreclosure. I was going through a divorce, and that led me into personal debt of like $1.3 million.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Yeah. And
Oh,
and I decided to buy my own company back. I had a lot of mentors that said, you really need to file bankruptcy. And if I file bankruptcy, I'm at risk for losing my salon, which was profitable.
yeah.
And so I had mentors that were like, Bridget, because I was being a very successful coach and consultant already,
Right.
working as an independent contractor for another company. And I got really ego driven, and I am not going to lose my business to bankruptcy. Like I'll part ways with it on my own terms.
Mhm.
My goal, my thought thinking was I'll buy my own business from bankruptcy, and then I'm going to go sell it, because
Right.
I really
Huh.
was considering selling it prior to that.
Yeah.
Like timing.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to buy my own business back for a pretty hefty chunk of money because they scrutinized my business. And even though I would say, hey, like if I walk away from this business, it wouldn't be worth anything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
looking at that, they're just looking at the numbers.
Right. They
Right?
don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought it back, and then that kind of threw me into a tailspin of like survival mode. Like 2019, I felt like I started robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was working my butt off, taking my own consulting money to buy this company back, and it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my very first walkout. It was like funny because I had someone once say to me, they're like, you're not a true salon owner unless you've experienced a walkout.
That's what I say too.
And I think I'm a salon owner. Like I had the company set up where I was a CEO. Like I could
Yeah.
be away from my company for 2 weeks at a time because I had it that set up. I retired from doing hair
Like
in
cool.
2015 after I went through breast cancer treatment for the first time.
Yeah.
So I even took a 7-month leave of absence from my salon so I could heal myself during um, breast cancer. So I was like, I am a salon owner. Like I take a paycheck, I make profits, I have it set up as a CEO. And I'm like, you're telling me that I'm not a true owner unless I have a walkout?
You're like garbage. That's not true. Fake
And then
news.
because I was in such survival mode and acting like a whack job, and I became very vulnerable with my team at the time
Mm.
because I wanted them to know. I was like, I need you guys to know like why I'm acting so crazy and so stressed out all the time. And I said, I'm buying my company back because of the divorce through bankruptcy. The salon is good.
Mm-hmm.
I just, like I'm working at this,
Yeah.
and I want you guys to know like how come I seem so stressed all the time. And they were like, "Oh, well, what can we do to help you?" And I was like, "Come do your job. Do your job.
Just do
Like,
your job.
yeah,
Just
like, do your
do the
job."
things. Yeah.
My team had, I had 401k for them. They had paid
Mm-hmm.
vacation. They had insurance and all the things. And then just unfortunately, while I was gone, just, like my culture kind of went a little sideways. And that's when I had the walkout. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to give it one more shot. I gotta give
How
it one
many?
more shot. And then I started becoming real with myself.
Yeah.
I reached out to a mentor and I was like, I can't like do this anymore. Like even my own parents were like, Bridget, like
Yeah.
you had success. Like it's time for you
Yeah.
to take care of you. Because I was
Yeah.
so worried about everybody else's job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So finally I decided to put my ego aside. I put the salon on the market actually before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually like, to be honest with you, if I can be super vulnerable,
Yes, please.
I was like, I'm actually was really happy that the pandemic went in my favor because I actually closed my salon down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can be so honest.
Yeah.
And then I found a buyer during
Okay.
during that.
And all, so you were able to sell it, get rid of it, right before everything hit the fan. Holy
Well, no,
cow.
everything already hit the fan, but right when things were starting to open back up, like after the stay-at-home orders happened, I sold it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So we're
Mhm.
coming out of COVID
Coming
completely
out of
fresh.
COVID, and I sold the salon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
It's that, it's so funny. Like whenever as the podcast continues, that year, 2020 was such a pivotal year for so many people. And it's so interesting. Like if you were to go back and like listen, almost everybody talks about it. Almost everybody was in like dire straits. And it's so interesting to hear how we're all doing on the other side of this, And so it was a true global cleansing of everyone.
it's yeah. So I think there's like, well, there's probably many categories. I think that there's either owners that are still, having some PTSD around
Mm,
it,
yeah.
and then there's other people that like pivoted and changed and then
Hmm.
got really connected to what was important to them and then
Yeah.
shifted in a different way. So I think there's both sides to
For
it.
sure. For
For
sure.
me, you know, I I was able to take a step back, get connected to what I really wanted, and then yeah, that was a lot of the how the trajectory happened with what leading to the work that I do now.
Yeah. So with you selling the salon, like did your team get bitter about it?
Well,
Or were they like, "No, I'm going to go be a nurse." So,
more than half of that, like my top producers, um 80% of them left.
okay.
And
So they
then
already
there
moved
were a
on.
few left that were there. And honestly, I made the decision. I said, look, this is the decision I'm making. I wish you well. And as far as I understand, they're doing really well and they moved on with their lives.
Mhm.
Which that makes me happy to know.
Yeah.
And it was that time when whether they were upset or bitter at me or not, I had to actually
Yeah.
make my own decisions.
Yeah, for sure.
I was While I owned my company, I was a closet people pleaser, and nothing was ever like also good enough. Like
Mhm.
81% of small business owners suffer from mental health issues and suffer silently. That was
You were
me.
one of them.
Oh, I
Yep.
was definitely I fell into that 81%. I looked like I always had it all together. I put on a great face. And then I thrived really well on my systems and structures because I had
Mhm.
so many in place. So, if someone made a request of me and I would have to say no, I would always point back to the policies and procedures.
Mhm.
And then what would happen was I would go home and then my mind would start hijacking me. And it would like negative thought thinking, negative emotions like guilt and fear. And I would be like, oh my gosh, they're going to talk bad about me.
Yeah.
Like leave. And
Mhm.
I could not get my mind off negative thought thinking.
Mm.
Even nothing would ever seem good enough. Like at the heights of my success of
Yeah.
when I owned the salon, of bringing in over 1.3 or 1.4 million in sales with the salon and coaching and consulting work,
Yeah.
still wasn't good enough. I was like, the next, the next, the next. And it was exhausting. I
Mhm.
sometimes say I sometimes wish I could get a lobotomy so I could disconnect these negative emotions and negative.
Oh man.
I,
Dude.
it was awful. Like I had no idea, and I also was a life coach. I was a
Yeah.
certified life coach, so I understood the distinction between being at your highest and best self and being in survival mechanism. So I consciously could distinguish it. I just didn't know how to get out of the survival mode. Like I would
Right.
sometimes be like, I finally had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then something would re-trigger me and I would get snapped back like a rubber band over and over and over again. I
Damn.
yeah, it was like I named my company Power and Joy Coaching
Yeah.
Academy because during those years, either I would be in my power, having zero joy, or I
Mm,
would be in joy because I was at the nightclub drinking champagne or on
mhm.
vacation trying to have fun while I was
Right.
constantly worried about what was happening back home at the salon.
Yeah. You had the joy but no power.
Yeah, so I've been able to bring them together,
Mhm.
and have both
Mhm.
power and joy simultaneously, and that's one of the reasons why I named my company Power and Joy. And I now have learned the tools to actually release the survival mechanism for real.
Yeah. So okay, so you sell the salon, you're like you are seeing yourself because you've been certified, you know the tools of how to distinguish, but you still can't get out of it. How did you end up now with this coaching business that you're like, okay, I do know what I'm talking about. I can teach others, even though my own personal life is not the best, right now, but I can do this. Like, how did that come about?
Yeah. So after I sold the salon, I was thinking to myself, all right, what do I want? What's next? I had been
Mm-hmm.
working for another consulting company, and I was like, I think I want to start coaching women outside of the salon industry, actually. And
Nice.
I had always heard of this term called NLP.
Yeah.
I had her name's Kathy Fleming. I had a mentor and coach who actually referred me to the first coach training program that I took back in 2012 with the
Mm.
International Coaching Federation.
Yes.
She,
ICF. Uh-huh.
yeah, so she would always say, and I'm a master of NLP, and I had no idea what she was talking about. I just always looked up to Kathy, and I wanted to be her just when I grew up.
Kathy Fleming. I think I know her. She's in the she
Fleming,
still yeah, she still teaches, right? At the ICF and she does all those.
you know what? I think she's doing a lot of corporate coaching right now.
Okay, so she must have taught a class recently cuz I know that name. So, anyway, continue.
She's so awesome. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I've always heard of this NLP. I don't really know what Kathy means by it, and I'm just gonna like find a company that like I can get a certification in it.
Right.
So I did all my research, and then I found a company, and they also said you're also gonna learn hypnosis and a
Whoa.
modality called timeline therapy. And I was like, hypnosis sounds really weird
Yeah.
because I had like the hardest time meditating back then. I couldn't get my mind to quiet down.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, I want to learn NLP, so I'll just trust this process.
Right.
And I wasn't even halfway through my training, and all of a sudden I was like, am I actually can I actually think about my divorce and my ex-husband, and like the anger was gone? Because it used to
Wow.
be the ball and chain of anger, I called it. Like I
Right.
couldn't like stop being angry. It was like I was too associated in it, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I had a hard time letting it go. And then like all these people or things that would trigger me, I wasn't feeling triggered anymore. And I
It's
was
a
like,
great feeling.
"Oh my gosh, I want to learn how to teach this to other people." So I did like this quantum leap deep dive. I that summer, it's actually 5 years ago this summer, got my master's in NLP. I became a board certified trainer, and then October 5 years ago, I launched Power and Joy Coaching Academy. I was like, I am meant to bring this work to the salon and spa industry.
Yes. I love that. And so now here we are, and you're teaching at the hair shows. You are serving the industry in such a way. Like, I remember maybe like I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you at the hair shows, and I'm like, what is that? I don't know, whatever. And I would just keep going because it's almost like life plants the seed, and then you don't get totally connected until it's the perfect timing, right? So I was so happy to hang out with you and learn from you at Premiere Orlando this year. And it was just so cool. And like, I remember feeling so moved and like, wow, this is what was happening that all this time, you know, like when you first get that encounter. Anyway, it was really cool. So, so
That means a lot to me.
absolutely. So, what is it that you see most with beauty and barber pros that they need power and joy?
Well, it's negative thought thinking. I meet a lot of service providers and owners that have a hard time getting their own minds stopping.
Mm.
I had a webinar that I hosted about a year ago, and I had, I think, 13 salon owners on it. And I shared with them that statistic of 81% of entrepreneurs suffer from mental health issues and suffer silently. And you know what they said? We can't believe it's not higher.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. That's
So, I mean,
crazy.
it kind of is higher because there's a lot of statistics out there and I love statistics
Sure.
just to kind of
I do too.
see. I'm always looking up
Yeah.
statistics. What's the statistic of this? What's the
Like
statistic?
you were talking and I'm like, I'm going to go look at some statistics after this call. Like, yeah. Go ahead.
I when I spoke at Data Driven
Yeah.
this year as well, and Stacy Sobel put up statistics, and one of her statistics, I think if my memory serves me right, it was 89% of entrepreneurs suffer or have health mental challenges.
So it went up.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So it kind of, so like now, so 10% of them will actually share and talk about it. The other 80% suffer silently.
Wow. Because what? It's shame, it's pride.
Yeah, it's probably that
Yeah.
looking good, like me, like wanting to look good, wanting to make sure you feel like you got it all together, and
Mm-hmm.
you gotta do and do and do and wear all the hats and be everything for everyone. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of salon owners are, they deplete themselves. I will tell you what's very interesting is that I work with a lot of salon owners that actually have a limiting belief of fear of success.
That is incredible.
It's fear of success.
Wow. They don't want to get too big. They don't
Yeah.
want to is that because they want to be humble, or is it because they just don't know what to do with it?
Okay. So I'm so happy you asked that.
This is such a like good deep one today. Like I'm ready.
So your unconscious mind's number one job is to protect you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not interested in success. Consciously, we can become interested and say we want success.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your unconscious mind sees that success could be a danger to you, it will self sabotage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's the fear of the fear of the unknown, the I don't know what to expect.
What
The
will people
mind
think
is
of me if I make
right.
too much money? Will I still have the same friends? And then it even can like cross contextualize to like their money beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
or being
Mm-hmm.
worthy. I work with a lot of owners that are successful in their own right, and they still have like worthiness challenges
Yeah.
or fear of abandonment.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially for us women, like I think that's something that we're taught. Like we should be successful, but don't be too successful because then a man is not going to want to take care of you because you're too successful. You can do it on your own. And like, that's very interesting. Oh my God. This is why I love statistics.
yeah.
Uh,
I'm out to change that statistic. That's one of my
do
goals.
it. Let's
Actually, not
go.
I'm out to lower it.
Let's go. Everybody listening and watching, you need to be a part of this. so,
Yeah.
so then So then what do you believe success is?
Believe actually just owning who you are.
Yeah.
Really owning who you are and being present in the moment
Mm-hmm.
and learning as you go through life. I mean, there's always, we're going to have breakdowns, it's like, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I teach this, I teach a concept called the universal model of change. Okay. So it's like, I'll just
Yeah.
pretend,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
here we are, like we start here and we're like, oh my gosh, everything's really amazing. Oh my gosh. And then we can go to here, which is, this is A, this is
Uh,
B.
uh,
Now B starts the breakdown. Okay.
mm,
We're like right in like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Things are changing. This isn't working. And then we go down and then this is C. And
mm,
this is when we're in the stop. We're in the middle of the breakdown. Okay. So either we can want to keep going back to the way things were, or or someone can stay stuck. And when someone's stuck here,
mm-hmm.
could maybe be like they're depressed around something, or they just really see no way out. Or we can get our learnings, and then we go up and we have our next level. Okay. And then it
Right.
continues on. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the universal model of change, I like to teach my students like this. See, you really, suffering's optional. I tell all my clients and students, suffering's optional. You get your learnings, you get to actually experience your feelings, because we all just,
Mm-hmm.
we're human beings. This work, I believe, creates emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, oh my gosh, I'm just so happy and joyful all the time. No.
Yeah. No, you gotta feel the pain.
Both, you can change quicker, sooner, faster, and like go up. There's
Love it.
an NLP presupposition that's called there's no failure, there's only feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And, I had a mentor of mine, which I'm gonna use his phrase. You're either winning or you're learning.
Nice.
So it's like when anything's happening, it's like, oh, okay, feel your feelings. What is this teaching me?
Mm.
Learning about myself, acknowledgement, and then how are we going to shift and pivot quicker, sooner, faster?
Yes.
You know,
Ooh. Okay.
versus wallowing in it, which
Yeah.
I used to be a big wallower.
Well, because it's comfortable and we're like, ooh, this is nice. I'll just sit here for a while. No, we're not doing that. What is a common myth that you get all the time about what you do?
Well, when people hear hypnosis, sometimes they think mind control.
Yeah, like a little woo woo.
Yeah, and it's far from mind control. To be honest with you,
Okay. Yeah.
trance is a really natural state. Like, have you ever drove from point A to point B and you don't really remember how you got there?
Yeah. It's just like autopilot.
Yeah,
Oh.
you were in trance with the road and your unconscious took over. Have you ever gone in an elevator and then you're watching the numbers and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Oh my gosh,
Right.
I was supposed to get off at 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dance with the numbers on the elevator. Like, it's like even TV. Have
Mm-hmm.
you or someone's been like watching TV and you try to talk to them, or someone tries to talk to you and you really don't even, like, they're out of
You don't
your
even hear them.
awareness? You're in
Yeah.
trance with the TV. Here's the thing. They call it television programming for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I tell
Mm-hmm.
everyone, I'm like, you got start guarding your mind when you watch the news.
Yes.
You know,
It is an
honest
instant
mind.
mood shifter. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
felt it.
like, I've heard it myself. Like, I've had the news on, or my boyfriend's had the news on, and I'm on my computer doing my own thing, and then I hear out of the corner of hear out of the corner of my ear, um, and everyone is afraid. You're all
Yeah.
free and clear of that, but like, consider that's like
Uh-huh.
installing fear.
Yeah.
Everyone is afraid. Okay.
Right. So then I should be afraid because everybody else is? I don't know.
So
Yeah, that's
it just,
powerful.
yeah. So I teach my students this. So you have to start talking to your unconscious mind and say, your unconscious mind only accept things that are good, healthy, and positive for me, and reject, delete, and cancel all that is not.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
start really learning the work, and then you can guard your mind.
Yes.
Because and here's like like programming, like that's
Mm-hmm.
jargon, right?
Yeah.
But at the ages of 0 to 7, they're even saying now that, like, scientifically, that even in the third trimester, a baby's unconscious mind is like forming,
Forming.
and like it's like starting to hear everything outside of their mother's womb. So
Whoa.
ages of 0 to 7, our unconscious minds are uncritical little sponges. So
Yeah.
that's where the programming starts.
Really
So
starts.
it's getting
Yeah.
the good, bad, and the ugly. I mean, I personally believe sometimes we can get generational
Mm-hmm.
systems passed down.
Mm-hmm. I believe
So,
that.
so belief systems start happening at that young of an age.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So then again, growing up, well, your unconscious mind's number one job is to protect you. So if someone grew up with, a not so great belief system around money,
Mm-hmm.
they may
That's
have
gonna
challenges with
uh-huh.
as they
And
grow.
then with like projections and all of that, it's like the generational thing passed down one to another. Oh my goodness. This is the stuff that we do need to be talking about. We need to bring it to the forefront because we're dealing with people all day.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we're like, whether we know it or not, like we are being programmed even by our client who's going through their own trauma. Like it's happening all day. Oh
yeah.
my.
So there's ways you can guard your guard and protect your own energy when you're with
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah.
Communication skills. Like, I had to go and learn how to communicate. I mean, I was a terrible communicator back in my
Mm-hmm.
20s. I
Yeah.
had to learn how to communicate. I'm in the middle of a NLP summer certification right now, and
Cool.
it's a 10-week program. We just completed week 5.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my students literally said they they need to teach this in high school. And I was like, yep.
Yup. Let's start that petition right now.
Yes. Because it's,
it's
communication skills.
yeah. Yeah. And then with the phones and the tablets and the computers and all of this, like, oh my Lord. Okay, so what has been your biggest and most favorite insult that you've ever gotten that's your driver? I love this question so much.
All right. Somebody just, I'm turning probably.
I love it. Let's
Red.
go, girl. Let's go, girl. Spill the pitcher of tea.
So funny. Actually, a coach that I just worked with, because I practice what I preach.
Yeah.
I have a coach, like therapists have therapists,
Mm-hmm.
coaches have coaches, and
That's right.
my coach, he put on social media, he was like, he actually asked that same question, or what's something someone said to you that wanted to like deter you from like your success or something.
Uh-huh.
Um, Someone once said to me, maybe you should go back to doing hair.
Oh my God.
And I said, wow, that's not cool. And they said,
Yeah.
well, you said it yourself. And I was like, there's no way I ever said that.
Yeah. That's incredible what people hear. And like hear and then understand and then they empowers them to say the things that they say. That's wow. So you should be going back to doing hair. And what obviously he didn't agree with something that you said.
Yeah, it was just a situation. Leave it at that.
Okay.
I can't be an open book about a lot. And
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So then how do you use that today? Like how do you like I'm not doing that. We're doing this coaching thing. Like how do you implement it?
funny. I mean, honestly, the only reason I thought about that was because the person that asked the question, and I was like, oh, yeah, this person said this to me. Like, I really think it's funny now,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
zero whatever around it. Like, I think it's kind of hilarious that that was said to
Yeah.
me. And that's just, but
People are funny. How do you okay, so you a lot of salon owners come to you to and hire you, right? Okay, so what about the hairstylists who are maybe like sweet stylists or they're just stumbling across you and it's like their fifth year being in the industry? Like, what advice do you have for them? Because I know a lot of times they feel like, oh, this information isn't for me. This is for owners. This is for managers. That I'm not there yet, so I don't need to hear this. Like, what do you have to tell them?
oh, mindset's everything. Work on your mindset. Because when you work on your mindset and you work on your nervous system and you can create a calm nervous system versus an anxious nervous system or a stressed nervous system, that all the skill sets and all the consultation tools that you learn, that all just becomes more easy and effortless.
Mm.
Because even, one of the reasons I love teaching this work to service providers. I've worked with service providers that after they worked with me, like, so one of my clients, her name's Mary Rojas, and I have permission to share this testimonial. It's actually written. She's a solopreneur service provider,
Mm.
and she took courses with me in the past that were consultation courses, and how to sell more retail and how to upsell, and she would have growth after she learned NLP and took my trainings. She The very next month, she was averaging $6,000 a month behind the chair, and the very next month she worked 10 less days, and she made 50% more.
That is amazing.
She catapulted to $9,000 the very next
Good for
month,
her.
working 10 less days.
Good for her.
Keeps going. She just
Yeah.
so awesome. She just referred somebody to me, and she was like, taking Bridget's classes because of the mindset work just makes everything easier.
It changes everything. Oh my lord. I
It's
love that.
like the work that makes all the other work work.
Yeah. It's foundational. How do you see the beauty industry going in the next couple years?
Like, which part of the industry?
Like, where do you see it overall? Like, I know it's been through a lot of shifts
Yeah.
since COVID, from commission to salons to independence to now I feel like we're going back to commission, hybrids.
Yeah.
Like, where do you see the industry going as far as mindset and coaching and like the shifts and like all the things overall?
I feel like the industry is becoming more open to working on their mindset. I think it's only just begun. I know I'm which I'm grateful for. I'm not alone with bringing mindset work to the industry, because
Right.
whether someone decides to hire me and work with me, I know that there's other fits out there for coaches. And the more we get this messaging out to the
Yeah.
industry, that's where the shift is going to change. So
Yeah.
I think that a lot of, I mean, it was so different. I mean, I started doing hair in the 90s, right?
Right, right. The
That
golden age. I call
we
it the golden age, but it probably wasn't. But
It
yeah.
was, I didn't even bat an eye. Like, I was, I'm Gen Xer, right? Like,
Yeah.
I worked 10, 12-hour days without a break, squeezing clients in, and, eating like a sandwich while I'm mixing color.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I think it's really cool that this new generation is being a catalyst to, like, taking care of themselves and having
Yeah.
well-being and wanting breaks.
Yeah.
And my hope and wish for the industry is that it keeps rising with self-worth so that, service providers are comfortable charging their pricing, asking for referrals, rebooking, taking good care of their clients, and creating really successful careers. I mean,
Mm.
where like would you ever have known that you were going to have a podcast and be a coach? I don't know how long you've been in the industry.
No, I've been born into it, girl.
You know,
Like my whole life. But no, like it's one of those things that you just kind of, yeah, you roll with the punches and you're like, I'm going to try this. Oh, okay. And let's try this. And let's try, oh, wow, this is great. And you just keep going and you just keep pivoting. And so I'm with you on that. I think the more mindset, the better it's going to be. But like, you're okay. So you're like saying that. And I'm thinking, so where in the first place did they think that it was going to be okay, especially in the 90s, to just be like every 30 minutes, every 15 minutes for men? Like, where did they get justified? Like, that's okay. You know?
yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know. I just don't think at that time, like, salons were really following, like, labor laws.
right, right.
I mean, here's the thing, like, I worked for corporate salons
Yeah.
back then where we did not get paid an hourly rate. It was either you made sales and got a commission, or you were
Mm-hmm.
like starving.
Yeah.
There was no guarantee of money back then
Yeah.
for
Like
us 90s kids.
I like I
Even
hear
the
this stuff.
80s or the 70s.
Yeah, like I hear this stuff and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
was that okay? Like that's crazy. Oh my
The
lord.
one thing I will tell you about this, and I just might be a little biased. It's possible. I mean, I will say though, sometimes I like the people that I saw, and this was just in my own salon. Sometimes, like the
Uh-huh.
ones that had, because I did start my salon out like that. It was
Yeah, of course.
salmon, and I even had my top producing stylist would joke and be like, "We just found our very first paycheck, and it was like $3.50." Like being a stylist, and then
Yeah.
they're like six-figure earners, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, and then like, I think there is a little bit sometimes with the challenge of how are we gonna, how are we coaching
Mm.
the newbies when they're getting an hourly rate and that can feel comfortable,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
at the end of, you know, the unconscious mind likes comfort, so
Yeah.
can get comfortable. So then it's getting that, it's like as leaders now, how are we coaching our team to, to be motivated, get connected
Mhm.
with what they want, what's going to make them happy. So that's where also for me, I love teaching NLP to leaders that are coaching service providers is so they're getting into their model of the world.
Right.
Every single person has their own model of the world and their own filters of how they're seeing everything.
Mm.
We hear language and we get into their model of the world and find out what's important to them, then we can coach them to different things and different goals and expectations. So it's
Yeah.
that combination of we have salons and spas as an employee based company have to have procedures and policies, and then how are we blending that with like being human and
Mhm.
and getting into their world and like mastering, like meshing that together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what is the one lesson that you have learned from the industry that you wish that other people not in the industry would get?
Oh, people not in the industry would get.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I wish that people that are not in the industry would get that our industry like puts a lot of time, money, effort, education, commitment, dedication. Stylist by $500-$600 shears.
Mhm.
I mean, what is the cost of cosmetology school these days? It's like a year of like regular college.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
there's a lot of money and effort and skill set and no one is just a service provider or
That's
just
right.
a hairdresser or just a skin esthetician.
That's right.
This is a profession like on the same parallel of like doctors and lawyers and dentists, like with a service and a skill.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, because I'm always saying that. I've had my own couple moments with clients in my salon, and I'm like, excuse me.
No,
Like, yeah.
I got real triggered. I really work on my triggers, and I go and I think about, oh, that's interesting. How come that's triggering me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think your triggers are your teachers.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And
Mhm.
I got really triggered because I was like feeling I had to defend the salon industry. I saw
Yeah.
it was another coach, not in the industry. I saw her
Okay.
post on Facebook, and her post was, if anyone's interested in meeting a stylist that is actually affordable,
Oh my god, I can't.
reach out to me and let me know. Or like is a reasonable price or something like that. And
Yeah.
I rarely comment on other people's things because usually, I mean, I do it sometimes. And then I'm like, why did I go down that rabbit hole?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I decided to comment on hers, and I said, can you actually explain to me what reasonable price means? Because I coach salon owners and service providers to charge their worth. What does
Mhm.
that mean?
Oh, I love that.
To me was, she does hair out of her house. And I was just like, all right, now I decided to leave it at that.
Yeah, because it's like,
I
I
wanted
rest my case.
to send her a private message and say, how would you feel if someone said, if you want to know what I found a reasonably priced for a coach, would you like to know more? How would you like that? Like,
Right.
seriously, lady?
Right.
So that's
There's so much education that needs to be like communicated out. And oh my gosh, that drives me insane. Yeah. Ooh.
and also my wish is that, you know, service providers that are working for, well, whatever level you are in the salon and spa industry, like if you're, if you're new, if you're a service provider working for an employer, because it's so wacky with commissions.
Mm.
And then, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think in the 90s I thought to myself, they're taking 50% of my money and I
Yeah.
want
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I know that happens,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And it's just not the case. It is extremely expensive to run a salon.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
bills are, salon owners, I pray that you're making more than 2 to 5 cents on every dollar.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
a lot of salon owners are working their little tails off behind the chair, and they're not taking a paycheck, and they're not profiting, and and service providers are thinking, oh, they're just taking all my money. No, that's
Mm-hmm.
not the case. It
No.
is, please educate yourself on the business side of how much things cost.
Yeah.
Even solopreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
cost of doing business. There's
Yep.
actually a cost of doing business to your life. So when I hear someone say, I don't care about money, for me, that's a red flag saying like it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah. It's
Because
an excuse even. Like, really? You don't care about money? So would you care if you didn't have power and light? Would you care about that? Like,
it's a defense mechanism. That's all
yeah.
that really is happening.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I like to say if what get curious around things. Go,
Uh-huh.
that's interesting. Tell me more.
Right. Right, right. So I feel like we covered quite a bit. Um, what is a question that I did not ask you, and how would you have answered?
Let's see. There's so many roads I could go down. Give me an example. What would be something
Anything. Anything. Personal, professional.
personal, professional? I guess, you know, our minds are very powerful.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, how would you ask this question? So you got like your focus. Okay. The
Mm-hmm.
focus is very important. And most of the time, unfortunately, people are focusing on all the things that are going wrong
Mm-hmm.
and not going right.
Yeah.
Or people could have a habit of worrying.
Mm-hmm.
And I want everyone to consider, if you have a habit of worrying, that worrying is like praying for things you don't want to happen. Okay.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
the reason is because the unconscious mind doesn't process negatives. So if I say, do not think about your nose, do not think about a purple pig, do not think about a blue tree, did you
Mm-hmm.
think about any of those things?
A little bit.
Like you can't not think about it.
Like I was like, a purple pig? Why is she talking about a purple pig? And then you start envisioning the purple pig, and you're like, what's going on with this purple pig? Like and then I was like, focus back to what she's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
So if someone is focusing on all the things that are not going right in their life, or
Yeah,
all the things that they don't want, and they keep attracting it, that is why.
that's
Kind of
why.
like, do you know anybody in your life that is dating and they keep complaining about all the negative qualities and characteristics of a person they don't want to date, or all the things that go wrong when they're dating someone?
Yeah, that's
And
me.
you're going from one person to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah.
Different people, same type of characteristics and experiences.
Right.
Focusing
Ooh.
on what they don't want. You got to focus on what you want.
What you do want so that you can attract what you actually want.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
You must go after it. So
Right.
the power of manifestation is
So
focusing on
powerful.
what you want and then going after it and getting an inspired action.
That's okay. Would you say that the first step to maybe a person who's manifesting, the first step would be to knock out all the things that you don't want? Or no, just like go straight for the jugular and be like, this is what I want.
You got to go straight. I would go straight for the jugular.
Okay.
If you're
Okay.
really focused to too much, if someone has a hard time,
Mm-hmm.
all that's happening is right now, if someone just continuously has habitually like has negative thought thinking, it's like there's tools to reprogram your brain to go to a different way.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
focusing on more of the positive. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know, um unfortunately, like I tell everyone, if listeners, you want to like learn more about this, and you can
Mm-hmm.
also reach out to me
Yeah.
anytime. I'm very easily accessible.
We have all of her links in the show notes, so it's very easy for you.
A book that I recommend every single one of my students to read is a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And it's by Joe Dispenza. Yeah. He even talks about in there how people are addicted to their nervous systems are addicted to fear. Their nervous systems are addicted to anxiety. Their nervous systems are addicted to stress.
Wow.
Like so you have to retrain your nervous system to feel calm. Fear, it was, back in the cavemen days, it's a primal instinct
Mhm.
that we have. So back in the cavemen days, it served us because either someone was, you either were going to get kicked out of the tribe, or a lion or a dinosaur was chasing you.
Mhm.
So fear served people. Now,
Yeah.
but now in like 2026, like fear is like probably one of the most useless emotions because it stops people all the time.
Yeah.
Like out of all the, like all the animals on the planet, human beings are the one animal that can actually elicit fear just by imagining something in their head.
Whoa.
So
That's
like
intense.
a deer, if they hear a noise and they hear a noise and like an animal comes out and chases them, if they hear that noise, if they hear the noise again, they could be startled and like run off. But the trigger would
Yes.
be them hearing the noise or
Yeah.
seeing like seeing, grass.
Yeah.
Where humans could literally just be sitting on their sofa, just starting to imagine and think, and all of a sudden all this they're not
Emotion
it's
comes.
all in their head.
Yeah.
Like I said, fear is false. I've been saying this one for years, but even before I learned NLP, fear is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Too many times we're making up stories in our head and they're not even real.
Yep.
And that stops us in our tracks.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. You guys listening and watching, you absolutely need to go learn from Miss Brigette. You need to connect with her. You need to sign up for her classes. Go check it out. All of her links are in the show notes, even the name of the book, just for reference. Miss Brigette, thank you for coming on the BeautyPro podcast. This has been so intense and insightful. I'm so excited for everybody to latch onto it.
I so appreciate you having me. It's been so fun.
Yeah. Yay. Thank you. Everybody listening and watching, we'll catch you later. Bye.